And talk, powered by the Pacific Northwest.
The Dori Monson Show on KIRO Radio. This is The Big Lead.
Yeah, we're extending our big lead, and we're also streaming this next half hour on Facebook Live. Have you ever seen me completely lose my temper off the air?
No, but I think I'm witnessing it right now.
You should have seen me over the last 5 minutes as I stalked around the building looking for anybody and everybody to vent to. Because we're getting hundreds of text messages again. I want to apologize to our listeners that can hear us, the ones who can hear us, because they're telling us that at noon something happens to our signal and they can't hear.
Yeah, I will tell you, I know. And I know that you think it's only happening between noon and 3, but Tom and Curly got the same.
But it gets
message
worse
today.
at noon.
Yeah.
And our engineers confirmed, as they're trying to track this down, that they can see it kicks in at its worst at noon.
Really?
Yeah. And they've been working with the top tech support people at the transmitter, and I don't know what's going on. But I'm furious about it because, as I said to some managers, I worked too hard putting these shows together to have all these people say that our signal's so bad we have to turn the station. And I feel an incredible responsibility to our listeners every single day. And I passionately want to deliver for them and with them. And I just want to apologize to them. But I'm furious right now.
I know.
I'm furious.
I know. We're just going to continue to do what we do and do it to the best
of
our ability.
I know.
I mean, we're all working really hard. It's just like,
the live stream's fine. The podcasts are fine. All of that. But
go on Facebook. We're doing Facebook
we're
Live
on Facebook
right now.
Live right
that should
now.
be just.
I know. I just wanted to explain as best I can.
I've never seen you like this, and I'm just afraid to. I didn't bring my blood pressure cuff.
I've never gone flying out the studio door. I pulled up the text messages and saw it again today, and I went berserk.
I know. If anyone was looking at the camera at that moment when you went flying out, Andrew and I are looking at each other, and my eyes were kind of bugging out like, oh, man.
And again, I'm not blaming anybody. Our engineers are doing everything they can. I know they are. And they're working tirelessly on this, and our management's certainly not at fault. Everyone's as upset about this. I don't know if they're as upset as me. I was going to say, I know you're as upset as me. I don't know that they are as upset as me, because I don't know that I've ever been more upset professionally. But anyway.
And it's been happening for a few days. Just hang in there, though. I mean, we need to tell people, hang in there. If you can stomach the static.
I get some static, man. And then text me, too, if it gets better.
Yes.
But
I know. We have people calling our desk, too. Our listeners who we love so much are regulars.
Yes.
They're like, what's going on? They're like informing us.
I know. And I had a great monologue today.
Hey, but can't we...
I had worked tirelessly at it.
We'll have to ask. There's got to be a way that listeners can catch up.
Am I wrong to start thinking that this may be a conspiracy against my show?
The way you presented it. Okay, let's not go there.
I'll say it again.
Let's not go there because that is
If Dow Constantine, Jay Inslee, Jenny Durkin, or Mitzi Johanknick, if any of them are involved in jamming equipment that they turn on at noon, we will find out, and I will have you prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law.
But who's doing it for Tom and Curly?
I don't know. I haven't figured that part of my conspiracy out yet. I'm still working. This is all. I haven't been able to think this one through like I did my excellent monologue today. Okay, I got other news.
I will tell you, somebody just texted in, static Dory is better than clear MSNBC every day.
Oh,
there you go. See, so hang in there. Let's just encourage them to hang in there.
That's called damning me with fake praise. That's all that. That just made me angrier right there. Crying out loud. Okay, keep me posted, 98973. But again, I don't want anybody to misconstrue this. I'm not upset at anybody here. I'm upset at the situation. I'm upset for my listeners because I know how hard people here are working at this. So I feel such, and I really mean this, I feel such an incredible, deep connection and responsibility to you that you choose to give us some of your time, your most, I've talked enough. I've said enough about this. Okay, let me get some local news here. So I'm glad this segment's on Facebook Live, me being a raving lunatic for a few minutes. Down in Maple Valley, how about this? They had gotten tips, and a parent, I think it was a parent, down in Maple Valley, had sent me an email to tip me off about this. There were allegations, rumors for a long time that at a smoke shop down in Maple Valley that they were dealing more than just smokes. So here's the email I got from listener Lisa. Dori, you may have heard about the guy who was arrested for selling drugs along with alcohol to underage children out of a smoke shop in an unassuming strip mall in Maple Valley. What you may also be interested to know is that the guy who was arrested, and she gives his name, I have to leave it out because he has not yet been charged. The guy who was arrested is already out on bail. This is what's happening here. Someone who is selling drugs to children is out on bail already. And then she linked up a Maple Valley community Facebook page. And there's been rumored for a long time. So credit to the King County Sheriff's Department. See, I'll give credit. It's just the Mitzi and Liz that are run amok, the men and women who are out on the streets and fighting crimes and busting criminals. I love them. I love the deputies and detectives of the King County Sheriff's Office. So credit to them. So they put together a sting operation, and they indeed, according to the police report, confirmed that drugs were being dealt out of this Maple Valley smoke shop. Ryan Abbott talked to KIRO 7 News. He's the King County Police Sheriff spokesman, Sergeant Ryan Abbott.
So they recovered 5 grams of cocaine, 42 ecstasy tablets, and then there was also quite a bit of weed inside, marijuana as well, that they were giving out to the juveniles.
So they're dealing drugs. And what the listener Lisa said to me was the guy's already out. And so I couldn't believe that. I know things have gotten crazy here, but you can't be selling drugs. What do you say, cocaine, ecstasy? The rumors in Maple Valley is that there were a lot of other hard drugs, unconfirmed as of yet. But there's no way you can be selling drugs to children and be released already. So we checked on this, and it's true. The guy who was arrested for dealing drugs to children is already walking free. The judge released him on personal recognizance. They didn't even get bail. The prosecutors asked for bail, and the judge, no. Bail might be too tough on the guy. We'll just let him go on PR, personal recognizance. How insane have we gotten? You can allegedly sell drugs to children and walk free hours after you're arrested? I mean, if you want an example of just how incredibly crazed this region has gotten, that's all you need to know right there. So charges are pending. Well, hopefully the guy will show up. But, King County, you can sell drugs to kids and walk free because we just don't consider children using drugs to be a very serious crime, apparently. Okay, let me take a quick time out. I've got some other big lead stories for you as the Dori Monson Show rolls on.
We have more gluten-free recipes than most gluten-free restaurants.
This is Duke from Duke's Seafood.
In our cookbook, there's 160 recipes, 90 of them are gluten-free, and even our award-winning chowder is gluten-free.
Best deck dining around the Sound.
Hey, it's Dori Monson with the real estate agent I trust, Wes Jones. And Wes, I know a lot of home buyers sometimes put a decision on hold during the summer, but they're back in the fall, and that makes this a great time to sell your home.
We always see things slow down in the summer, people enjoying our great weather, and then things roar back in the fall. Coupled with the low interest rates that we have now, fall is going to be an awesome time to sell a home.
Yeah, well, tell everyone what you're doing right now at Sell with Wes to get your clients more money.
We are creating urgency and selling for more money. And we do this by pre-inspecting every single home. We have staging consultations and solutions. We have an appraisal review on pricing. We have the best photography, video, social media, a home warranty, international marketing exposure, all of this, and I can still offer our flexible commission, and best of all, I pay for everything.
Look, you're not going to find a better real estate agent than Wes. He's the guy I trust to help you with any real estate need. Have Wes send you your home's value right now. Go to sellwithwes.com.
Traffic reporter Kimmy Klein here. I'm sad to say I see horrible traffic accidents every day on my job. I recently read the 10 biggest mistakes that can wreck your Washington accident case, and it's packed with valuable information. I'm here with author and attorney Chris Davis. Chris, why did you write this book?
Kimmy, I wrote the book to help level the playing field between accident victims and insurance companies. Accident victims need to understand their legal rights and learn how to talk to insurance adjusters.
You write in your book that many accident victims may not need a lawyer. Is that true?
Yes, Kimmy, most cases do not need a lawyer. Those with only minor injuries or property damage may be able to handle their case on their own. In general, the greater the harms and losses suffered, the more likely the person will benefit from using an attorney.
So, Chris, how can people find out if they really need a lawyer?
They should visit WashingtonAccidentBook.com to request a free copy of my book or call my office at 206-727-4000 to discuss their case for free.
Call Davis Law Group to get your free copy of the Washington Accident Book. That's WashingtonAccidentBook.com or call Davis Law Group at 206-727-4000.
A big mistake you can make heading into retirement is not planning for the high costs of an extended health care situation. I had some pros take a look a few years ago at my wife's and my retirement planning, which is a long ways off, don't worry. But they said, oh, you don't have any long-term care. And the more I started learning about it, the long-term care coverage is so important because it can whittle away all that you've saved. It can also be a real source of stress. So I found the very best in the region. He happens to be the best in the country. Brian Ott with 525 Advisors. There are all kinds of different plans. He helped my wife and I find the one, my wife and me, find the one that was best for us in our situation. Learn more by attending one of the upcoming classes taught by Brian Ott. That's how my wife and I first met Brian, at one of his classes. He's got two coming up this Friday and this Saturday. Seating's limited, so sign up today at 525longtermcare.com. Classes are free. You'll even get a copy of Brian's terrific book. 525longtermcare.com.
When I became a patient of Dr. Lee Yardley, D.C. about 4 years ago, I was thrilled with the physical work. That is that my joint pain was gone, sciatica's gone, and it's remained gone. I've met probably 100 patients. I've interviewed probably 30 patients of Dr. Lee Yardley at the Yardley Institute. But you know what I've also really enjoyed is the learning. Dr. Yardley is a humble man, and he will tell you, he doesn't cure you. He restores your body's ability to heal itself. Your brain sends healing signals to your body. If those healing signals don't get through, well, then the body cannot do its job. Those signals can become impacted through life that can lead to an array of things like the joint pain, like sciatica. Now, Dr. Yardley, when you go see him, he's going to tell you whether he can help you or not. He will look at you and do a gentle, non-invasive exam, which is so unbelievably detailed. Call Dr. Yardley, see if he can end the pain in your life, see if you're a candidate for care at the Yardley Institute. Here's his number, 866-704-1047. That's 866-704-1047.
Oh, fall weather. It's still summer technically, but the fall weather's here. We've had some hard rain today. And if your roof is not ready to handle our fall and winter weather, there is still time, but it's running out. If you want to get on Valentine Roofing's fall replacement schedule. I know about the Valentine experience. They replaced my front porch roof early this summer, and I experienced what I tell you about, and I knew this about them. Seamless communication, meticulous cleanup. They go the extra mile, and the workmanship and the value is just fantastic. 90% of Northwest roofs are replaced every 17 to 22 years. If it's time for you, you're always going to receive their honest and best price from the start. They'll give you a bid in your hand within an hour of when they arrive. So time's running out. Get on Valentine's fall roof replacement schedule. Get 3 bids. Just make sure one of them is Valentine Roofing. For replacement, repairs, and cleaning, go to ValentineRoof.com.
Decent pay, dignity, respect. Union jobs are better jobs. That's why corporate fat cats want you to opt out. Don't be fooled. Get the facts at unionstrong.today.
Okay, so somebody's jamming my signal. We're letting people who allegedly sell drugs to children just walk free. And our government's trying to do as much, our local government, trying to do as much as possible to destroy businesses. Now, I don't know if I'm not going to say the name of this business because I don't use the B word in any context. But there's a business downtown Seattle called the Biscuit B word. And in fact, Nicole Jennings, who's on our does all our My Northwest stuff, she said she loved that place, loved it. Well, the owner of Biscuit B word just sent an open letter to Seattle City Council. You know, at first I tried to appeal to you while keeping a cool head, but I'm so angry right now at the way this city treats small businesses. Every time I turn around, I'm paying a new tax for a sign permit or an awning or a table outside, B&O tax, sugar tax, a myriad of licenses, elevator permits, health permits, higher property taxes that are passed on in my triple net. And what do I get in return from the city? Streets that take over an hour to get less than 1 mile from one of my shops to another, transfer my products because my commercial vehicle is not allowed to drive down 3rd Avenue anymore. Construction everywhere, leaving no place to park delivery vehicles and blocking the customer entrances to my businesses, making my shops filthy with exhaust and dust and making my employees feel ill all summer long. Once quaint neighborhoods like Belltown being demolished for glass-fronted condos, driving up rents, making it impossible to find an affordable place to run a small business and impossible for my staff to find affordable housing. A city that couldn't see past big business to pass a head tax to help build that affordable housing for these service workers. A city whose police officers tell my staff to use pepper spray on junkies that enter the shop to assault them, spit and throw bottles at them, instead of offering to help keep them safe by patrolling the area more. My lease term is coming up in February at the Belltown Inn, and I will leave before I change my excellent benefit structure. You go tell my employees in all 3 of my shops that they will no longer get their summer profit-sharing check because now I will instead be paying 100% instead of 75% of all my employees' insurance. They never use anyway because they're young and healthy. All because our Belltown shop rents from a hotel we have nothing to do with. We will move somewhere else outside of the incorporated city. And so no other small business will rent the space on the corner of 3rd and Bell, notorious for junkies, panhandlers, and drug dealers. Before we were there, the businesses never lasted. Even the Euro chain restaurant that was there at one point went out of business because it's a sketchy block. So the hotel will suffer too. The vagrants and dealers will take over our storefront. Is this what you want for this city? For there to be only huge corporate chain restaurants in your hotels? Do you want empty storefronts instead of new small businesses? No new business will be able to afford to do these things right off the bat. It took me 5 years to get to the point where I could provide the benefits I do for my staff. Seattle is known for having unique small businesses. But if this type of legislation continues to beat us down, that will soon not be the case. And that's from the owner of Biscuit B word. It's a great point. It's something I've talked about a lot. And there is such a mania for density. And I disagree with a lot of the libertarian thinkers, too, who say, no, you should build just as much housing and pack people in. I've said, I find European cities to be depressing, where nobody has a private house, private yard. You can't just be in solitude. It's this communal living that is so essential to socialism. And I agree with her. But their insane desire, and this isn't just Seattle, this is mentality that's certainly grown throughout the region. But it's mainly the socialist far left, which tends to be concentrated in Seattle. All they want are more property taxes, more money for government. If they destroy the city in the process, they couldn't care less. Because government isn't about saving a city, and it's not about taking care of an individual life. Government is about feathering its own nest. Period. That's your big laid extended. The Fastest 15's coming up next.
Missed today's edition of your favorite KIRO radio show?
I couldn't hear them over the banjo.
Don't wait to catch up. Listen today on demand on the KIRO Radio app and mynorthwest.com/podcast.